We're in.
Alright, Custom Auto Works doing the install on the new 2018 STX, and the special edition will also have the same Honeycomb style grill in it. We're here at Chubman Audio on Outer Bradley Street in Watertown, New York. Anybody looking for a light kit install or a nice stereo upgrade, this is the place to go. The first thing I wanted to show you is our plug and play option for all the trucks with the halogen headlamps. There's no cut and no splicing, so it really makes for a simple install. Up till this point, all of our kits install without removing the grill, but unfortunately with this Honeycomb style grill, there's no place to get a light kit in there without removing it. So we'll go through the process of that in a minute, but I wanted to, the guys with the LED headlights, I know they get a little bit nervous about tapping into their systems, but you let us know when you make your order that you have LED headlights, and you, instead of the standard plug on the end, you're going to wind up with a ground grommet and the spade connector. Now we don't use these old style Scotch lock type things that are just horrible. The new thing on the market is the T-tap, so you're only folding this over one wire, and then the Raptor light kit plugs into it. Makes for a really nice install. If you go to either Home Depot, Lowe's, you can buy some of that liquid electrical tape, put over top of it. It really makes for a nice insulated connection. You won't have to worry about rust and corrosion. So let's go on to getting this grill out of this truck. I'll show you guys really how simple it is. Now we've already removed all the push pins. If I really need to explain to you guys how to remove the push pins, you probably should be taking it somewhere and have somebody else do it. The best tool that we have found for the standard push pins is this one right here, but you can go to any other place and get the little plastic ones if that's what you prefer. I believe there's like 12 little push pins on the top radiator dust shield, so they call it. We've already taken the rest of them out. I didn't feel a need to show you guys all of that. It's pretty much obvious on which ones you gotta remove to get this off.
Shit.
Now on these 5 bigger push pins across the top of the grill, we have found this style really works nice because you slide it underneath, press it, and the whole thing comes out all one nice piece. The grill surround, I guess so you call it, there's some plastic clips back in here. When you pull out on it, you'll hear them pop loose. Do that on both sides. Get them free. You've got 4 bolts on your grill shutter that'll have to be removed. We've taken out a couple of them already, but there's 2 in the center and then 2 on each end. Your electrical connections for those are right here. This little push tab, just push in on the tab, unplug them. There's also a little grommet that holds the wire to the grill shutter. Take your fancy little tool and pull that right loose and set it aside. Put this on the table. There's now this whole plastic, the 2 bolts holding the rest of this grill in place are behind this plastic shield. And to take this plastic shield off, there's 2 nuts, or 2 bolts, grooves, whatever, in the fender well. And they're there we go. And we're going to do the same for the other side.
This gets jittery.
once you get those both loose, matter of popping it apart, and that whole front piece comes off. There's two 8mm bolts in the bottom, one in each corner. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. Yep. Alright, that'll work.
You got it? Right.
Okay. I'm getting these two 8mm bolts at the bottom of the grill. And if you grab the grill, now there's instead of
We're good.
Alright, once you get the grill out, obviously put down a blanket or something to rest it on. There's four 10mm nuts that hold the grill shutter in place, and there's one 8mm screw right in the dead center. And we'll get those out. Oops, I might need a deep wall socket for that one. Now these nuts are actually 3 pieces, and 99% of the time the little black plastic piece in the back falls off, but we'll take care of those when we're done. Got 2 more down here. One 8mm in the center. All together.
Go.
And then you've got this plastic trim panel on the bottom. You've got to pop these push pins and able to get the grill shutter out. And
We're good.
alright, once you get the grill out, obviously put down a blanket or something to rest it on. There's four 10mm nuts that hold the grill shutter in place, and there's one 8mm screw right in the dead center. And we'll get those out. Oops, I might need a deep wall socket for that one. Now these nuts are actually 3 pieces, and 99% of the time the little black plastic piece in the back falls off, but we'll take care of those when we're done. Got 2 more down here. And there's one 8mm in the center. All together.
Go.
And then you've got this plastic trim panel on the bottom. You've got to pop these push pins and able to get the grill shutter out. Okay, when you set your light bracket down into place, don't put the screws in all the way. Just get them started through the bracket, and we'll leave it loose for now. We'll come back and tighten it up. We've put our grill shutter mounting bolts back in place, and I wanted to show you guys the worst part of this whole setup is the way that Ford's done these pins. But what we do to get them back in place, you got to fish this little plastic piece out of the pocket. Take a pair of pliers. You can screw it partially back in place before you even put it back where it belongs. And there's a little tab on the front, like a little set of fingers right here. That part actually faces outward or inward, and then it slides down in there. Take your pliers and just tighten that up a little bit so it don't. You don't want to go so tight that it doesn't move. You want to give it a little bit of play so when you set your grill shutter down on there, it will line up. When you put the 10mm nut back on and tighten everything, that'll all screw together. The wiring harness, you'll run out the corner of the grill for now. Just kind of lay it down in there. We'll grab the grill shutter. Set one side down in place. Over the other side. You got your holes lined up. And the clips that you had such problems with on the bottom, you just snap them back in place. You'll hear it snap down. There we go. And the reason we left those bolts loose so they wouldn't get hung up on the face of that grill shutter. So now we'll put our 10mm nuts back on. By the way, this is our first time having a grill out of this 2018. It's almost the same as the 17s. But and we got our 8mm screw in the center of the grill. And they did bury that down in there a little bit. Okay, we're ready to set it back in the truck. Basically, line up your two tabs on the front. Slide that in. Make sure your wiring harness is coming out here in the corner by your headlight. You kind of pick up and There it goes. We're not going to put everything back together, just try to keep this video as short as possible. We'll go to the wiring portion of it now. You can run your handy flashlight. We already loosened the 13mm bolt in the air box and loosened the clamp. So we'll go ahead and pop that loose. There's a rubber grommet in the bottom of the air box. Just kind of wiggle it and pull up on it. And you can just set that off to the side. Your wiring harness. Run over to the corner here, right near this post. Just feed it down into there, like so. Until you got it up on the inside. Here's our plug and play harness. The clip on the headlight, or plug on the headlight, looks just like this one, except for the release is on the bottom. So when you reach up in the back side of this headlight, you just push in on that clip and it comes right loose. This part here a lot of guys seem to miss. You have to lock this in place. There's nothing worse than a guy calling me, you know, he goes to install it, oh, my light doesn't work. Well, we test every light before we ship them, so that scenario shouldn't happen. But when you put these two plugs together, you push them together tightly, and then you pull up on that locking tab and you'll hear it lock in place. You plug my Raptor light into the other connector, and then this one here, you know, the locking tab goes down, reach up in. This one here you'll hear snap by itself. That one you don't have to push in on. And that was it. That snapped right in. We're all done. We'll set this air box back in place and temporarily we will, of course, don't forget to plug your grill shutter and all that stuff back in. But we'll just turn these lights on so everybody can get an idea of how they turned out. There you go. They're nicely centered on the grill openings. And I did notice in the last video that the color looked like it was off. But rest assured, these are not yellow, they're amber. And they match the side marker lights very well, even though the video might not show that. So if you guys are looking for a kit for this STX grill, yeah, get a close-up of them not lit up. It kind of gives everybody a good idea. But yeah, check us out, customautoworkstore.com. We just got the STX design made. We should have some ready for sale by the end of the week. Turn it back on. Check them again. Yeah, let's turn them back on to see. Yep. Nice. Yep. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay.